Hello there, this is Sue Greco. I'd like to give you a simple watercolor painting class this morning. Something that you can practice on your own afterwards. It's very basic. I have drawn a puzzle piece and I used one painting technique on this one, and I drew a second puzzle piece, and then I did a second type of technique. So I want to teach you two techniques, and then going forward you can apply them. Also, I'll have another video coming in the near future. So we're going to grow as the summer grows. Okay, so to get started, the first thing I want to tell you is all of the supplies you need in order to do this. You're going to need a clean piece of watercolor paper. You're going to need some watercolor paints. I have 2 cups of water. One I'm going to use to clean my brush between colors. The other one I'm going to use to actually paint with. I also have a paper towel, which is good to have on hand. I have a pencil, an eraser. I'm going to show you how to use this palette, and I have 2 different size brushes. I have a large one and a more narrow, smaller one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw out 2 puzzle pieces. You can make them any shape that you want, and it's just a shape that we're going to be painting. Okay, so I'm first going to make a corner. Now with watercolor paper, you don't want to press too hard. What will happen is you'll score the paper, and then if you go to erase, it won't erase because the lead will actually be deep in the crevice and it won't be able to come off. Okay, so I'm just making my own little puzzle piece. Okay, and then on this side I'm just going to make a different one. I don't know, they might fit together, I have no idea. Okay. Okay. So once you've sketched out your puzzle pieces, now I want to show you how to use your palette. You're going to use your larger brush, and when you wet your brush, first of all you want to make sure it's nice and clean. So you're going to hit the bottom of your cup several times, and if you roll it on your paper towel and no color comes off, that's telling you your brush is nice and clean. So we're going to wet our brush, and we're going to make a puddle in one of these cups. And if you press your brush on the side, all the water on your brush will fall into the bottom and will make a nice puddle. Okay, we don't need too much because we're only painting one piece. I want you to select any color. People like to select their favorite color. Today I'm going to do red. So we're going to, with our wet brush, we're going to pick up some red, and all the paint that's come on my brush, I'm going to drop in and I'm going to make a red puddle. Okay? If we were in need of more colors, we would just keep going and fill all of these with the colors we need. We're just going to paint one puzzle piece, a total red. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush. It's always good to clean your brush as soon as you're done with it. Roll it on your paper towel, make sure it's clean, and then we can rest that brush right on the paper towel. The next time we need it, we know it's nice and clean. I'm going to use the smaller brush. I just want to, again, wet it, roll it on my paper towel. It's nice and clean. I'm going to use this red that I made, and I want to paint this whole puzzle piece. Now when I paint in what I call a blob shape. Okay, I do not paint up and down and back and forth. I paint more of like a cloud. Now I'm finding this color is very light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to get more red and just drop more red in here. Okay, clean my brush, roll it, make sure it's clean. I'm going to take this smaller brush. I'm going to continue. Now look what I did. I put more red in, and we've got a richer color. Okay, but if you'll notice, I'm not painting up and down, back and forth. I'm painting in a blob-like, but of course I have to go carefully where the edges are. So the purpose of painting blob is that within this piece we have many different shades of red, and as it dries you will see. So if I show you this one, there are many shades of blue. So we have a lighter tone, a medium tone, a darker tone. I even have a little spot there, which I think is pretty clever. Okay, so let's continue to paint our piece blob-like. Move this around. Get to the corners, but blob, nice, shaky, very loose. You don't have to paint tight. You want it to have kind of a natural flow where some corners are darker, some corners are lighter. Okay. I also find that this is much lighter than my blue, so for the third time, I'm going to dip in and add more red. I wonder if this puddle was just bigger than my blue puddle when I did it. Okay. Leave it on that paper towel. Let's just bring this a little more red. Blob it around. Okay. So, I have filled in my whole puzzle piece, and when it dries, you're going to see all of these different hues of red. This particular painting technique is called painting wet on dry. We're painting wet paint on dry paper. Now the next technique I want to show you is called painting wet on wet. Okay, and if you look here, I used 3 colors. So how about if we prepare in here 3 different colors. Again, they can be colors of your choice. So let's do 4 drops of water in 3 cups so we don't make the puddle too big. Okay, you see that? Okay, let's pick, I'm going to pick a purple. Pick a little more purple in there we go. Clean my brush, get all that excess purple off. Roll it on my paper towel, it's nice and clean. Get some clean water. Let's pick yellow. A lot of yellow on that brush. Put that yellow right in here, that's nice and bright. Okay, that's good. Clean my brush. Roll it, make sure it's nice and clean. Okay. And I'm going to do green. A little bit more green. Okay. I now have 3 colors. I clean my brush, I roll it. Alright. This technique is called wet on wet. So what we're going to do with this smaller brush, we're going to wet with water before any paint. We're going to wet the whole piece. So I don't know if you can see how it gets wet. Okay, we're not going to saturate the paper, but we want it wet. Wet enough. And I'm staying within the lines and just painting with water the whole puzzle piece. I'm going to pick it up and show you, and maybe you can see what I've done. If I shine it with the light, can you see that it's wet, what I painted? Okay, so now we have our colors. I'm going to drop purple in at the top, and look what happens. It follows where the paper is wet. Take a look and see that it's not running outside my puzzle piece. The paint will follow only what's wet. Let's put some yellow in the corner, bring some yellow around. Now what's happening is my yellow and my purple are going to blend together. Okay, I'm going to put some green. Now I don't want my green to touch my purple. Green and purple make a great gray, not a very pretty vibrant color, so we're going to try and stay away from there. Bring my green right to this corner. And so we have one corner not painted at all. So let's drop a little more purple here, but stop it right there. Okay, so now what we have is two techniques: wet on dry, wet on wet. I'll be back in a minute. I'll show you what it looks like dry.